You're going to want to remove the air conditioning condenser. Before you do that, you need to evac the system. You can remove the condenser by removing these 4 10mm bolts that attach it to the intercooler assembly. Now you have the factory transmission cooler exposed, and you'll be able to install the new Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler bracket and cooler in front of it. The new Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler and bracket are going to mount in front of the factory transmission cooler. We're going to plumb the new Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler into the return line from the factory transmission cooler. That is the lower steel tube as it exits the factory transmission cooler, and the rubber hose that is on the bottom and a little further out towards the driver's side of the vehicle. For this video, we're actually going to remove the rubber hose from the steel line using a special tool. That's not required for your do-it-yourself installation. You'll just need to cut into the rubber hose behind where it attaches to the steel line. We're doing this simply so that we can better show you the installation process. First step of installing the Flex-A-Lite bracket and transmission cooler kit is to remove the factory hood latch from the core support. The bracket is going to sandwich the hood latch, making use of the original bolts, and attach to the core support. At the bottom, we're going to mark holes and drill 7 32" pilot holes, and then use the provided self-tapping screws to attach the bracket. Using the provided fasteners, bolt the transmission cooler to the bracket. You may need to loosen the bracket slightly once you've routed the hoses in order to attach the rubber hose and the hose clamps to the transmission cooler. Use the provided 3/8 to 1/2" adapter barb fitting to slide into the factory hose, and use the provided hose clamp to tighten it. To determine the needed length, go ahead and attach the new hose to the barb fitting and then install it in the truck. Route the rubber hose to the inlet of the Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler and then cut the length. When routing the rubber hose, you're going to want to avoid bends that are too sharp that might kink the hose, and also be cautious of any areas that are going to be near extreme heat. And the inlet hose should go to the top transmission cooler fitting on the new Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler. With the upper hose cut to length, route the remaining rubber hose from the barb fitting connected to the line that goes to the transmission to the bottom fitting on the Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler. And this shows the finished installation of the Flex-A-Lite transmission cooler and bracket kit. A few notes to remember are to put the button head side of the bolt towards the factory transmission cooler for clearance. When you route the hoses, you're going to want to stay behind this lower cross member, because the intercooler, when it's reinstalled, will fit right up against the front of that cross member. Make sure to double check your hoses that there are no sharp bends or kinks in them. And after you run the truck for a few minutes, top off the transmission fluid.